Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. It's Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. It's Monday morning at 9 a.m., and that means I'm here to give you some NoBS job search advice designed to help you find work faster with less discomfort, less pain. Now, I confess it was a little hard for me to get up this morning because I was watching the Super Bowl yesterday and the post-game celebration and the analysis and all that other kind of stuff that goes on with the Super Bowl and pageantry. And I'm a Giants fan. Yeah, it was a fun day for me. But one of the things I've done for many years is look at sports events as lessons, and lessons that I apply to job hunting in particular. And I think there are a number of things that we can learn from yesterday's game and what went into the two teams meeting in that colossal struggle. And boy, was that an amazing ending. So close, yet so far was Gronkowski from catching that tip ball. So let me talk with you about some of the lessons that I happen to notice, and let's see if we can apply them to job hunting, okay? Now, the first one is about the value of the system. Both of these teams operate within a system, and they leave very little to chance. Now, going into the season, and remember, it was a strange preseason with a football strike that gave teams very little time to sign players, and the Giants lost a lot of key players, during the shortened off season. So they lost starting cornerbacks. Matter of fact, they lost almost their entire secondary to injury. They lost a great receiver to Philadelphia. They lost their starting tight end to Oakland. Yet the Giants went out and were able to sign and prepare replacements that proved very valuable. Now, some of these guys who stepped up, Travis Beckham, who went down with an injury during the game, Bear Pasco, Linval Joseph, Aaron Ross, David Boss, these were all Giants who stepped up to replace departed or injured players and made a big difference. Although New England's offense runs through Tom Brady and his ability to make smart decisions given situations, you look at a guy like Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead was cut by the New York Jets, and he's not your typical looking football player. He's 5'6". He's tiny, yet time and again, Danny Woodhead was in the middle of the mix of things, making a difference during this game, catching a touchdown pass at one point, giving the New England the lead before halftime. So, when I think of systems in job hunting, I just start off with the fact of, are you doing things to help you reach out and find opportunities, or are you just winging it? Are you doing things to prepare yourself for job hunting? Are you getting coaching? Are you finding people that can help you, or are you just going about your business as though there's nothing you can learn that will help make it easier for you? So that was lesson number one I happen to notice. Number two is the importance of preparation. Now, you don't think these teams just show up and play, do you? They go through a lifetime of preparation for the 60 minutes of that football game. They practice plays. New England even practiced what it would be like to come back on the field after a 30-minute halftime. You did catch Madonna, didn't you? And not the customary 12. These are well-coached teams, well-prepared teams for their moment in the spotlight. They work like animals to be ready for this moment. Yet most people show up at interviews unprepared and expect to do well. They don't practice. They don't look to coaching or hire a resume writing expert or look for advice about their resumes. They just send resumes out and expect to get results. They go on interviews without practicing what they're going to say, the pretty predictable questions. They don't even read a book. that will help them do better in their job hunting. Read articles, and I'm going to commend you for listening to audios like this, because a lot of people don't bother. They just go through the motions, and when things don't go their way, they complain about how employers this or employers that. They don't point a finger back at themselves for being the problem. So preparation is important. Another thing, and this is a subtle one I happened to notice, was about the importance of patience. Both of these teams basically play a defense that bends but doesn't break to big plays. They're very solid, and they don't do a particularly spectacular job. But both teams' offenses took what was given to them and delivered, a great performance. Sometimes job hunters try to force things by demanding a company respond to them quickly or else. Do you expect people to jump through hoops to see you, or are you courteous and adapt to the circumstance? When the interview process slows down, as it often does, do you grow impatient and make mistakes, which leads to, of course, the fourth lesson I caught yesterday, which mistakes are costly. There are many details that go into a team winning the Super Bowl, just like there are many scenarios that go into job hunting. The obvious one late in the game was when Wes Welker dropped a pass that, as the announcer said, he catches 100 out of 100 times. But it was behind him. He was running at full throttle. He didn't catch this one. Or early in the game when the Giants are driving the ball and William Booth made a costly penalty in the first half that took away a Giant first down, giving them a 3rd and long that they didn't convert. That mistake cost them at least 3 points. In job hunting, there are many mistakes that people make because they're not prepared for the situation, or they have a brain cramp. Just be conscious to avoid mistakes. Now, here's one I love pointing out. It goes to a theme I'll mention later on about how greatness rises to the top. Both of the quarterbacks did a great job. They managed a great game. There were players who were built up in the press as being great, who became invisible when the spotlight went in their direction. Certain names that you hear about time and again that you didn't hear about during the game. Yet when Eli Manning completed that great pass to Mario Manningham with the game on the line, you think about both players, and Manningham, Manning throws this ball perfectly, 38 yards downfield, to the only spot he can throw it to. Manningham catches it between two defenders, stretching fully, yet gets both feet down in bounds. When an employer turns up the heat on so many people, they complain. They complain that the employers treated them badly, and instead of adapting to the situation or fighting and showing resolution. It leads to the reminder that you make your own luck. Was that a lucky play? I don't think so. I think both. Everyone involved in that play worked hard to be in that position. The Giants fumbled the ball twice. Out of the blue, players show up to fall on the ball and make a difference. I remember Hakeem Nicks had a fumble after a first down or after a large play. Henry Hainovsky shows up out of nowhere to fall on the ball. It's not luck. You make your own luck. And that's what was shown time again. Ahmad Bradshaw fumbles the ball deep in Giants territory. It gets fallen on by one of his teammates. They're pursuing the play to block someone, and they wind up recovering a fumble. And, of course, New England was sort of touchdown how they recovered the ball. So recognize that there's no such thing as luck here. They're making their own luck and doing a lot of things to make that possible. And that leads to the last lesson I want to call attention to today, and that's about adjusting on the fly. Sometimes surprises happen. successful professional teams are coached to be able to make adjustments by themselves during the game. The coaching staff often makes adjustments at halftime or when one unit, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, comes to the sidelines. They make adjustments to the situation. What I find time and again is most job hunters treat every tool like it's a hammer in their tool belt. They send the same resume out to every job they see rather than making adjustments. They go out on interviews, and if there's an extra person on the schedule, they're completely unprepared. So I remind you that there are ways that you can make adjustments because, frankly, nothing is so linear, whether it's in football, sports, life itself. You have to be prepared to make adjustments. And that leads to my reminder that winners find the way to win, and losers have lots of excuses and explanations for why they lost. Your job is to find a way to win and to go out there and fight hard every day and not settle for second best. So often in life these days, it's good enough to just show up. It's good enough to expect that the world cater to you rather than you cater to everyone else. As a Buddhist, I'm reminded constantly that there are so many more others than there are of me. My job is to serve others and to be more concerned about the welfare and benefit of others than I am about myself. So I'm going to remind you of that teaching for you. Instead of expecting others to cater to you, find the way to serve others well, and you will receive enormous benefits and great pleasure from it. And wasn't that a great game? So I hope you found these suggestions helpful. I'm going to switch gears now and talk with you about some of the new jobs I'm recruiting for. Now, the first one is in New York, and it's for a VP of sales with a software firm. They're looking for someone with at least 10 years of experience in a sales role in a digital marketing space, of which at least 5 years has been in sales management. Degree from a good school, an MBA is preferred. A proven track record of successfully prospecting and closing deals within a media vertical. Software as a service experience is a plus. Someone who loves the idea of social marketing and technology. This is going to about $150 on a base plus bonus and commission. This is a fun role. It's based in Stamford, Connecticut. It's for a research analyst in the energy and industrial sectors. Now, the client I'm working with is an executive search firm, and they're looking for someone who might be a research analyst with a financial services firm who's done work in these sectors, who has a degree from a great school, and is maybe tired of commuting from New York or tired of the Wall Street pressure, wants to do something closer to home. Remember, this is in Stamford, and wants to apply it elsewhere. This is going to a base of between 85 and 100 plus bonus. So I have a lot more positions in my website, which is jeffaltman.com. You ought to come over to the website, take a look at some of the new positions that are listed there. Go exploring. I have a lot of articles there that will help you with job hunting. You can sign up for a complimentary subscription to my easy job search advice e-zine, which I publish every Tuesday year-round. NoBS Job Search Advice e-zine provides job search tips and advice for job hunters like this radio show does that will make job hunting easier. While at the website, you can read some of the previous articles I've written for the site, for the e-zine. You can also use some of the helpful and easy to work with career builder links, Job Search Universe. I've got more than 40 places where you can post your resume to, because job hunters need help. I created a site to help job hunters. So those are some of the lessons I learned from yesterday's Super Bowl. It's Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'll be back next week best job search advice. I hope you found this week's show interesting and helpful, and I hope you have a great and successful week. Take care.